What if I told you that modern-day Iran holds ancient secrets predicted in the Bible? Hidden in plain sight, the land once ruled by Persians is foretold to play a central role in the world's destiny. This isn't just history, it's prophecy. Welcome to the untold biblical story of Iran. In the annals of history, Persia was a bastion of empire and enlightenment, a powerhouse that shaped the destinies of many nations. But what role does this ancient empire play in the Bible? And why should we, thousands of years later, care about its biblical ties? From the decrees of Cyrus the Great, which allowed the exiled Jews to return to their homeland and rebuild their temple, to the riveting tales of courage and faith in the book of Esther, Persia's influence is undeniable. The stories are not just historical accounts. They are threads in the tapestry of prophecy, predicting events that were to shape the course of human history. Today's Iran sits on a bedrock of these ancient narratives, and understanding these connections can shed light on current events and possibly future developments. As we delve deeper into the biblical mentions of Persia, we'll uncover how ancient prophecies mirror the modern world and what they potentially forecast about the future. The Persian Empire, under the rule of the Achaemenid dynasty, was a realm of unprecedented cultural and administrative sophistication. Its influence stretched from the Indus Valley to the fringes of Greece, encapsulating a diverse tapestry of peoples and cultures. Founded by Cyrus the Great in the 6th century BCE, Persia quickly rose to prominence, known not only for its military prowess, but also for its progressive approach to governance. Cyrus was a pioneer of human rights. His policies of tolerance and cultural respect are documented in the Cyrus Cylinder, often hailed as the first declaration of human rights. This period marks a significant chapter in the Bible. The book of Ezra credits Cyrus with decreeing the return of the Jewish exiles in Babylon and the rebuilding of the Jerusalem temple. This policy of repatriation and religious freedom was revolutionary, fostering an era of rejuvenation for the Jewish people. The strategic and benevolent rule of the Persian kings created a stable and harmonious empire where various religions and cultures coexisted peacefully. This milieu contributed to the flourishing of trade, arts, and science, making Persia a beacon of civilization in the ancient world. The Bible does not merely record Persia's historical facts, it interweaves them with prophetic significance. The prophets Isaiah and Jeremiah had foretold the rise of a ruler from the east who would enact God's plan for his people. Cyrus's policies and his monumental impact on the Jewish faith and culture affirm these prophecies, highlighting a divine orchestration at play. In understanding Persia's biblical portrayal, we see not just an empire of wealth and power, but a pivotal instrument in the fulfillment of biblical prophecy. This backdrop sets the stage for more intimate narratives, like those found in the book of Esther, which provide personal glimpses into the lives of individuals navigating the complexities of life in this vast empire. We now turn to one of the most pivotal figures in both the Persian Empire and biblical prophecy, Cyrus the Great. His reign marks a turning point in the Jewish narrative and fulfills prophecies that resonate deeply within the biblical texts. Cyrus's ascent to power was not merely a stroke of political genius. It was also seen as a divine orchestration. Remarkably, he is the only non-Jewish figure in the Bible referred to as God's anointed, Isaiah 45:1, a title that underscores his instrumental role in God's plan for his people. This endorsement highlights the symbiotic relationship between divine prophecy and human action. Cyrus's decree in 538 BCE, as chronicled in the book of Ezra, permitted the Jewish exiles in Babylon to return to Jerusalem and rebuild the temple. This edict not only restored a people to their homeland, but also reaffirmed their religious and cultural heritage, which had been jeopardized by their exile. His policies of tolerance and support for local religions were revolutionary. By allowing the Jews to return and restore their temple, Cyrus set a precedent for the concept of religious freedom, an idea far ahead of its time. This policy fostered an environment where diverse cultures and religions could coexist under the vast umbrella of the Persian Empire. The implications of Cyrus's actions extend beyond their immediate historical impact. They are seen as a fulfillment of biblical prophecy, providing a concrete example of God's sovereign will being executed through a pagan king. This intertwining of Cyrus's realpolitik with divine prophecy provides a compelling narrative that underscores the complexity of historical and divine interplay. As we pivot from the expansive policies of Cyrus the Great to a more personal narrative, we enter the world of Esther, a figure who embodies the complexity and intrigue of life within the Persian royal court. Her story, set against the grand backdrop of the Persian Empire, offers a vivid illustration of individual bravery and divine providence. Esther, a Jewish orphan raised by her cousin Mordecai, becomes queen of Persia, yet keeps her heritage a secret. Her ascent to royalty is not just a tale of personal achievement, but a strategic placement that would prove crucial for the survival of her people. The story reaches a critical juncture with the introduction of Haman, a high-ranking official who plots to destroy the Jewish people. Unaware of Esther's heritage, Haman secures King Xerxes' decree to annihilate the Jews, setting the stage for a dramatic test of courage and faith. Esther's response to this dire threat is a masterclass in courage and tact. Urged by Mordecai to intervene, she plans a series of banquets for Haman and the king, creating an intimate setting to reveal her heritage and Haman's plot. This move is fraught with personal risk, as approaching the king uninvited could lead to her death. Her strategy culminates in a dramatic revelation where Esther exposes Haman's plot to the king, not only saving her people, but also sealing Haman's fate. This pivotal moment showcases the profound impact one individual can have on the destiny of a nation. The story of Esther highlights themes of identity, bravery, and divine orchestration, illustrating how individuals can influence great powers and historical events. It also reflects the broader theme of Jewish survival and resilience throughout history. We delve into the prophetic insights found in the book of Daniel, where the Persian Empire again takes center stage. Daniel's visions provide a broader understanding of God's sovereign plan across empires and epochs, featuring Persia as a pivotal player in the divine tapestry. Daniel, living as a captive in Babylon, becomes a respected seer under the Babylonian and subsequently Persian rulers due to his ability to interpret dreams and visions. His prophecies outline a succession of empires, with Persia prominently featured as the bear in his vision of the four beasts, symbolizing strength and dominion. The significance of Persia in Daniel's prophecies is not just historical, but also eschatological. Daniel's vision of the ram and the goat explicitly names Persia and foretells its eventual conquest by Greece. This prophecy not only predicts historical events with astonishing accuracy, but also illustrates the flow of divine power through human history. guiding and shaping the fate of nations. Moreover, Daniel's detailed account of the 70 weeks prophecy further involves Persia, as it sets the timeline for significant redemptive events in Jewish history, starting with the decree issued by Cyrus and continued by his Persian successors to rebuild Jerusalem and the Temple. The impact of these prophecies extends into the New Testament, influencing Christian eschatological thought and the understanding of messianic times. Daniel's insights provide a prophetic bridge connecting Jewish history under Persian rule with the Christian anticipation of fulfillment and final redemption. Daniel's role as a prophet is emblematic of the profound interaction between divine revelation and human governance. His life and visions demonstrate how God's purposes are worked out through the rise and fall of empires, with Persia serving as a crucial stage for these divine dramas. Dramatic fall of Babylon, a momentous event both historically and prophetically significant. This turning point not only marks the rise of Persia under Cyrus the Great, but also fulfilled specific biblical prophecies that highlighted a major shift in the ancient world's power dynamics. The Book of Daniel provides a gripping account of Babylon's downfall. During a lavish feast hosted by King Belshazzar, a mysterious hand appears, writing on the palace wall. Daniel is summoned to interpret the writing, which he reveals as a divine judgment against Belshazzar's reign, foretelling the imminent takeover by the Medes and Persians. This prophecy is swiftly fulfilled when Cyrus the Great engineers a bold military maneuver, diverting the Euphrates River to march his army into the city under the cover of darkness, taking Babylon with minimal resistance. This strategic victory not only showcased Cyrus's military genius, but also his diplomatic acumen, as he subsequently adopted policies of tolerance and integration, starkly contrasting with Babylonian rule. The fall of Babylon symbolizes more than just a military victory. It represents a divine orchestration, as foretold by prophets like Isaiah and Jeremiah, who predicted Babylon's defeat as a form of divine retribution for its hubris and oppression, particularly towards the Jewish people. This pivotal event reshaped the geopolitical landscape of the Near East. The Persian policy of tolerance and restoration under Cyrus led to significant changes, including the return of exiled peoples and the rebuilding of cultural and religious sites, which had profound implications for the Jewish community and their spiritual life. As we explore the aftermath of Babylon's fall and Persia's rise to power, our focus shifts to the spiritual landscape of the Persian Empire, particularly the influence of Zoroastrianism. This ancient religion, which flourished under Persian rule, offered unique theological insights that not only shaped the empire's identity, but also impacted surrounding cultures and religions. Zoroastrianism, founded by the prophet Zoroaster, is one of the world's oldest monotheistic religions. It introduced concepts such as the dualistic struggle between good and evil, the judgment after death, and the eventual triumph of good, an ethos that deeply permeated Persian culture and governance. Under kings like Cyrus the Great and later Darius, Zoroastrianism became closely intertwined with the state, guiding the ethical and moral framework of the empire. This alignment helped foster a sense of unity and divine purpose among the diverse peoples of Persia, promoting justice, charity, and respect for the natural world as expressions of religious devotion. The influence of Zoroastrianism extended beyond the borders of Persia, impacting Jewish religious thoughts and early Christian theology. Concepts such as Satan angels, and the final judgment, found within Judaism and Christianity, bear resemblances to Zoroastrian teachings, suggesting a cross-pollination of religious ideas through centuries of interaction and exchange. Furthermore, the Magi, often celebrated in the Christian tradition as the wise men from the East who visited Jesus after his birth, are believed to have been Zoroastrian priests. This connection illustrates the far-reaching influence of Zoroastrianism, even appearing in the narratives of the New Testament. We turn to a pivotal moment in history, the conquest of the Persian Empire by Alexander the Great. This dramatic chapter not only signifies the end of one of the most powerful empires of the ancient world, but also marks the beginning of a new era where Greek and Persian cultures intertwine, forging a legacy that would influence civilizations for centuries. Alexander, a young Macedonian king, embarks on his ambitious campaign against the Persian Empire in 334 BCE. His military genius and relentless drive bring him to the gates of Persia, where he faces Darius III in several decisive battles. The fall of Persia under Alexander's forces is not merely a military conquest, but a profound cultural and philosophical exchange. Upon his victory, Alexander adopts many aspects of Persian administration and culture, embracing local customs and even marrying Roxana, a Bactrian princess, to cement his place within Persian society. This fusion creates a unique cultural milieu known as the Hellenistic period, characterized by the spread of Greek ideas and interactions with Persian, Egyptian, and Indian influences. He spread of Hellenism under Alexander, and his successors leads to an extraordinary period of learning and cultural development. In cities like Alexandria in Egypt, scholars, scientists, and philosophers from various parts of the world gather to exchange ideas and knowledge. This era sees significant advancements in areas such as astronomy, mathematics, philosophy, and the arts. The impact of Alexander's conquests on the Jewish community and their religious traditions is also notable. The fusion of cultures under Hellenistic rule poses both challenges and opportunities, as Jewish thought encounters Greek philosophy and ethics. This interaction lays the groundwork for later religious and philosophical developments, including aspects of Christian theology and the emergence of various Jewish philosophical works. Reflecting on Alexander's conquest of Persia, we see not just the downfall of an empire, but the birth of a new world where East meets West. This convergence of cultures under Alexander's rule illustrates how the forces of history are shaped not only by battles and treaties, but also by the exchange and evolution of ideas. As we explore the continuous thread of Iran's influence through history, we now focus on modern Iran and its relationship with biblical prophecy. This segment examines how ancient narratives and prophecies continue to resonate in contemporary geopolitics, reflecting the deep historical roots that still shape this region's role on the world stage. Iran, once the heart of the Persian Empire, remains a key player in Middle Eastern and global politics. Its modern-day significance is not only due to its geopolitical position, but also due to its spiritual and cultural heritage, which dates back to biblical times. For scholars and enthusiasts of biblical prophecy, Iran's role in the region evokes keen interest because of its prophetic ties, particularly as they relate to end-time scenarios described in books like Daniel and Revelation. In the Bible, Persia is depicted as a bear in Daniel's vision, symbolizing its strength and ferocity. Today, many theologians and prophecy scholars debate Iran's modern role, suggesting it might still embody aspects of this prophetic symbol through its regional ambitions and military capabilities. These interpretations are speculative, but draw intense interest from those viewing current events through a biblical lens. Moreover, Iran's complex relationship with Israel adds another layer to prophetic discussions. Biblical prophecies often center on Israel, and Iran's political and ideological stance towards Israel is viewed by many as a fulfillment of predicted hostilities in end-time narratives. This perspective is particularly intriguing given the historical role of Persia as a benefactor to the Jews during Cyrus's reign, showcasing a dramatic shift in relations over millennia. The resurgence of interest in Persia within biblical prophecy circles is also fueled by the increasing relevance of Middle Eastern politics in global affairs. Events such as the Iranian Revolution and ongoing tensions with Western powers are often scrutinized for their prophetic implications, reflecting a continuous thread from ancient texts to today's headlines. Let's explore Iran's current geopolitical significance and how it intertwines with its ancient heritage and ongoing regional dynamics. Iran's strategic position and actions in the Middle East not only affect regional politics, but also have profound implications for global diplomacy and security. Iran's geopolitical influence is rooted in both its vast natural resources, primarily oil and gas, and its strategic positioning in the Persian Gulf. This region is a critical artery for global energy supplies, making Iran's policies and stability of paramount importance to the world's economy. Iran's control over the Strait of Hormuz, through which a significant portion of the world's petroleum passes, grants it substantial leverage in international affairs. Furthermore, Iran's political landscape is marked by its revolutionary ideology, which has significant influence beyond its borders through support for allied groups and movements in countries like Syria, Lebanon, and Yemen. This has established Iran as a central player in Middle Eastern politics, often in opposition to American and Saudi interests. The nuclear issue remains a critical aspect of Iran's international relations. The country's nuclear program has drawn significant global attention, leading to international negotiations aimed at preventing the development of nuclear weapons while allowing peaceful nuclear energy development. These negotiations have seen various phases of success and tension, reflecting the complex interplay between national ambitions and global non-proliferation goals. Iran's internal dynamics also reflect a blend of tradition and modernity, with a rich cultural heritage that continues to influence its contemporary political and social life. The government structure, a theocratic republic, is a unique political experiment where religious leaders hold significant power over both the state and religious affairs, shaping Iran's domestic policies and its approach to global diplomacy.